A guy who doesn't need a lime to get around because he can move plenty well himself is Miami quarterback Cam Ward, who is very much in the mix to go one. Connor, you previously had him mocked to go first to Tennessee. How are you feeling about that?
It's definitely up in the air because we got to see if Tennessee makes a move like Matthew hinted at. Maybe they could dive into the pro market of this quarterback class and then take who they think's the best player in the draft, whether that's Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. We've heard plenty of smoke around Carter to Tennessee, although we'll see how the injury goes for him. I think at the end of the day, the bottom line is to me, Cam Ward's going to be a top 3 pick. Like if you brought up the Browns, if they need a quarterback, I think they would take him. The Giants, it'll be interesting to see how they evaluate the process between him and Shedeur because I could see, the Giants maybe it's a little closer for them. We'll see how that goes as well. But Cam, to me, is going to be Kansas' top quarterback.
Sorry to interrupt you. No worries. But everyone I have talked to has said point blank, Cam Ward.
He'll be the first quarterback taken.
He's
anything else would be a stunner.
Yes, for sure.
I wouldn't be stunned if it was Shedeur.
Would you not?
Nah, I wouldn't be stunned. Nah.
Okay.
I would be just because. I mean, again, all you need is one team that believes, and I've certainly
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I certainly have not talked to every team. But consensus-wise, usually there's like, I like this guy more. I have yet to have somebody say that watching the tape of both kids that they prefer Sanders to Ward.
Like, do you feel like it's like kind of like how we knew Kyler Murray was going number 1? If you saying it's like that,
I do.
Because that's like, if it is like that, then I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, I
don't know who blinks first. Like, what team is the team that's like, I'm taking Cam Ward in this draft? I just think he'll be the first quarterback taken, but we'll see where it'll.
Like, would you be all right? So yeah, like I'm like Cam going 1 is that's
far from a lock, I think, right now. To me,
yeah, one overall, but I feel pretty good about Cam Ward being the first quarterback off the board.
Yeah. That's not crazy at all. Would you be shocked if both quarterbacks went top 3, especially with you saying the Browns will go quarterback?
The Browns need a quarterback and the Giants need a quarterback. Again, like I'm hearing Stafford is staying in L.A. So
it's gonna be good, man. This is some good
drama.
NFL draft.
Yeah, it's good theater. This draft is good theater, and you hear all this with Shedeur. At the end of the day, you never know what's going on behind the scenes. Some teams like to keep things close to the vest. I mean, in this mock draft, for instance, and it's a little dated, it's a couple weeks old, but Tennessee took Cam 1. The Giants have to have a quarterback. They have to.
Right.
Like, they can't just half-ass this year, lose again, and then you'll be fired, and you'll get fired before the season ends. And the Raiders, who we heard have been in on Stafford, what if they don't get him? They need a quarterback. And we know about the relationship with Tom Brady and Shedeur as well.
Right.
Yeah, and, for me, I'm still, I guess, I don't know, Connor. Am I one of the few people that see Shedeur as the top quarterback in this class? He's, what we want quarterbacks to do for teams, we want them to change franchises.
Yep.
Shedeur did that at Jackson State. He came there and did that at Colorado. He's had 4 productive years of college football. His physical traits, far from elite.
Right.
I agree. He's probably 6'1", 210 pounds, so you're not going to get it there, but you're going to get it with leadership and poise and accuracy and ball placement. Not the strongest arm, but a guy like Joe Burrow shows us you don't have to have that. So, but I got Shedeur and Cam like right there neck and neck.
I will say to that point, I have heard that Cleveland likes Sanders. That I do know that I've heard that Cleveland doesn't mean that they would take him over Ward if Ward is there, but that they like him. Speaking of the Raiders, by the way, I've heard there have been conversations about Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll reuniting in Las Vegas. I've heard that as well.
That would be interesting.
My expectation is that Fields stays in Pittsburgh and Russ is out there as a free agent.
That'd be good for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They
get Fields back.
Yeah, we don't want to see the Russ Steelers thing rolled back. We saw that reach its logical conclusion.
Right, and so that's what I've heard is that, like, Pete and Russ, hey, maybe let's mend fences here. We had a lot of great years together.
Yeah.
You need a quarterback. I need a gig.
Yeah.
Like, let's.
We might as well do this.
Right.
Yeah. Because that would take mending fences. Because I had heard that last 2 years in Seattle practices they'd kind of been getting over Russ and his entire act. So that would definitely take we need each other.
There was definitely friction, but it's also there's a little bit, how it was described to me is a little bit like, hey, I got fired, you got fired. Like, let's
help each other.
But we were really productive together for a long time, and maybe there's an opportunity here, and having Tom in the building and around obviously as well, veteran, 2 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. talking to each other. So, I could definitely see Sanders going to Cleveland if Tennessee takes Cam Ward, or if they trade out and somebody leapfrogs Cleveland.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
I've heard the Giants might try to trade up as well, especially if they're out on Stafford.
The urgency for the Giants is nuclear. Like, I can't explain this enough. They are, and that's not a way.
That's why the Rodgers thing isn't crazy.
Right. Well, yeah.
Which is precisely why they shouldn't have brought back Daboll and Shane, because now you have desperate people making desperate decisions.
Yes.
I think unless they can pull off getting Cam Ward somehow. Before we move off the quarterbacks, Connor, where would Ward and Sanders slot into last year's quarterback class?
I would have.
Good question.
I would have Cam. I think I'd have Cam above both McCarthy and Nix. And Nix had a great rookie season. Like, if he keeps doing this, I'll own it on that one. That's just a miss.
You have Penix
I
above
liked Penix a lot. And I would have Penix as the best quarterback in this draft. And obviously, Caleb, Drake, and Jaden Daniels, like, they're obviously in that. They're ahead of everybody else.
So you would have probably had Penix at 4, Cam Ward at 5.
Cam Ward at 5. I would have Shedeur. I really
Nix in some order.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a close in that bucket.
Yeah.
Like, I thought Bo, in a little ways like Shedeur, I didn't see a lot of upside, but can come in and play and be smart and accurate. McCarthy, I thought, was a project, and he didn't have that rookie season because he was hurt. So that's the bracket he'd be in.
That's one of the things I've heard about Sanders is that Sanders does a lot of things well. He doesn't do anything great. You know what I mean? Like there's
I would say accuracy.
Right. Yeah,
I actually think he's very, very accurate.
Okay,
yeah, he probably amongst the most accurate the day he gets drafted.
Yeah, he's insanely accurate. But like Lawrence said, it's not the strongest arm. He's got to get the sack rate down. Like that's a massive.
I heard him talking to Sims and Florio PFT. He without being prompted, he said, "I'm not a finished product." He said, "I got stuff I got to work on." He also said in that same convo, I am the best quarterback in this draft. So
he should.
It's like,
well, he should think
knows.
That. Yeah. He better think that.
Yeah, so.
I'm 5th.
He knows.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com. And I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched. Or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.